old habits. It's simply a matter of time before you go right back into your old way of doing things. Because when I was doing my trading, when I was learning how to do this, I took a lot of training courses, I went to a lot of seminars, and a lot of the free stuff that they gave out, the 1-day seminars, the 3-day seminars that you pay for, and you show up and you get your hotel room and you go down the first day, and they start telling you, they get you all motivated like we've done here, and they get you all excited about trading and the new techniques that you're going to learn. You're feverishly writing page after page of notes, and you're getting yourself all lined, and you're like, when I get out of here, everything changes. Jason's totally right. When it gets out of here, I'm doing it. I'm making that commitment. I'm finally getting ready, right? You get back home, and what happens? Well, for a week, you're good, right? You're super motivated. You're remembering everything. You got your notes from the training, and you're going back through it, and you're following the plan. But then what happens? Slowly you start to cool. It's like a revival service, right? There's a reason that you go to church every Sunday. There's a reason that if you're a Mary Kay rep, that once a week they get you to a meeting. Okay? Mary Kay, right. There's a reason that they do that, and the reason that they do that is because you need to recharge your batteries. You need to surround yourself with other people who are doing the exact same thing that you're doing, right? You need that support. You need that interaction. You need someone reinforcing those rules, because if it's just you going back out, it doesn't matter what I teach you. It doesn't matter how hard you work or how disciplined you say you're going to be. Eventually, that starts to fade. And you slide back into that old way of doing things. You slide back into those old habits. And pretty soon, you're right back where you started. And the question is this going to be another free webinar that you attended, the one that you chalk up to the hundreds and hundreds that you've probably attended already, or is this going to be a point when you turn a corner? You guys need to start thinking about that today, right now. Okay? That's all I'm asking you to do. I want it to be in the forefront of your mind as we finish out the rest of today and as we move into tomorrow. Okay? Fair enough? All right. Let me talk a little bit about preparation and the importance of pre-market analysis. When we talked about the pre-market phase and the trade plan, and actually let me pull this up. As long as I'm talking about this, let me pull it up. Give me just a minute, because I'll have to pull up the mind map again. But I want to show you guys the mind map that I showed you guys yesterday, and talk a little bit about the preparatory phase. We're going to do a little psychology lesson. Those of you who are here, Darren Butt, any of you British Royals, I know Darren's said he sent a couple of guys over and that they're loving it, probably because they're military guys and they just like they like my shtick. They like the way I roll. But former military guys, you're gonna probably get a kick out of this story. Some of you guys may be a little weirded out by the story, but it really illustrates the point. And number two is it gives you some insight into me and who I am and where I come from and what I've been doing for my life. So, but if we take a look at this, we're going to go into, we talked about the before, during, and after phases of our trading, right? And we've been focused very, very heavily on the during phase, right? This phase right in here, the during phase with trade ID, IPDE, the trade management, entry stops and targets, how do we determine that, and all of those kinds of things, right? Well, I want to bounce back to a minute, and we're going to go to the before phase of our trading. And we're going to start talking about what happens mentally before you come into the market. Now, we just talked this morning about the regiment that we're on, that we do things the same way on a daily basis, that we are fairly structured people, which I am convinced is one of the reasons that we're successful. Now, you don't have to be that naturally. I'm not naturally a structured person. If you ask Darren, I fly by the seat of my pants all day long. But when it comes to,